and little these are peonies that we cut off of a thing that I bought at the dollar store. So what I'm going to do is grab this, and I'm just going to kind of put this in here. And you could glue it in, but I think it'll hold it pretty well. And this wreath I also got from the dollar store. So now I'm just going to bring this around here. So it's amazing the stuff that you can get from the dollar store. And we're just going to wrap this, and I'm just going to push this under here. So now that's underneath there. And then let's bring my little box over here. And let's take my flowers. I think I had one more flower that must have fallen on the floor. So I'm just going to put this one here and just kind of tuck that in and bring this around. Now you could, like I said, you could glue this in, but that's pretty solid. It's staying pretty well. So now what I'm going to do is start making, oh, there's my other flower. I knew I had another one. So we're just going to push that down in there. And like I said, this really does hold, even though I'm not using glue. So now what I'm going to do is grab my Bowdabra, and I'm going to put this aside for just a second. And now, do you want to do the overhead, do you not, Remy? And now we're going to just take my Bowdabra bow wire and fold it in half and just lay that into my Bowdabra. And again, we just have these scraps of ribbon. So I'm going to start by just putting in this scrap here in the back. And then I'm going to take my mesh. And again, this is just a scrap of mesh that we had. So I'm just going to take this and put that in here. Yeah, the bigger one is so much better, Joanne. It's so cool. I mean, the mini is great too for making flowers and other kinds of bows, and for little hair bows, and for small gift basket or gift wrap bows. So again, you can just see how easy this is with literally just scraps of ribbon. And so now I'm going to take my next, we're going to do our loops here. So we're just going to take this piece, put it in here, come back around, scrunch that in, and push this down here. And then I'm going to take this piece here, and again, just take the right side, scrunch that in, and take the right side of this ribbon and scrunch it in. And now we have this. And just so you guys know, we have the Bowdabras at Bowdabra.com. We also have some really, really beautiful ribbon kits. And just lay that in here. And then I'm going to just take this here. So what do you guys like to use your Bowdabra for? Like how many people, do you make wreaths, or what kind of projects do you do using your Bowdabra? So I'm going to take the right side of the ribbon here and scrunch that in, bring this around. And again, I'm just going to go to the center and scrunch it in to make my loops. And then I have a couple more scraps of ribbon. So this is just like such a cool, environmentally friendly bow. And, oh, Gwen, thank you. I think these colors are really pretty as well. So now I'm just going to take this back here. Just brings really spring and fun. And then I have this piece of mesh. So, you know, it's like great because you can just use what you got around. And we're just going to scrunch this down in here. And, oh, you make swags and wreaths. Cool. That's the Bowdabra, so great for that. And then scrunch everything down here. And, oh, also, any of you that are designers and would like to join the Bowdabra design team, definitely send us a message because we are looking for new members to the Bowdabra design team. So I'm going to separate the ends, bring this around to the back, and tie a knot, and tie another knot, And now what I'm going to do is just bring my flowers around, and we're just going to shape them so you can see your flowers and see all the loops. And bring these here, bring them down. I think what I'm going to do is kind of bring these down here and shape out my loops. And bring this down here and sort of bring these around this way. Sorry about that. I kind of got out of camera for a minute. So now what am I doing putting my Bowdabra away? Oh, goodness gracious. So now I'm just going to put this bow aside and bring it back to, I think, the front view, Remy. So now I'll do is just take this bow, and all I have to do is just tie it onto my wreath and just, I'm not going to knot it, I'm just going to tie a little bow. And now I can finish shaping my wreath, because it's a lot easier to shape something when it's actually on where it's going to be to end. So there you do. You've got this really pretty wreath. And what did that take? 5 minutes maybe to make? So easy. And it's all out of scraps, except the wreath, which was a Dollar Tree wreath. So you really can't beat it. It's really like a no-cost wreath. So let me know if you like this. Oh, Judy, thank you for sprinkling. That's so cool. So I'm going to take this and put it aside. And now we're going to make a really big hat. So I've got this, and again, we're just using scraps of ribbon. So what I've done is I've just put the ribbon around, and we're just going to tie this here and bring it back here and do a box knot so that the right side of the ribbon is going to be on my tails. So here we go, and we'll just tie that off and then put it aside. Then I'll put this up here. And then what I'm going to do is take, whoopsie daisy, I have so many boxes and everything here. Grab my Bowdabra bow wire. Yes, Jill, you're right. This wire is, can we go to the front camera again, Remy, please? Okay, this wire is really, really, really strong, but it's a wire. And what makes the wire so special is that, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a nylon filament in here, but there's also a wire. It's a very thin wire, which would normally break, but the nylon gives it the strength. So that way it's not going to break, but it is a wire, so it's malleable like a wire. So now what I'm going to do is take my wire, fold it in half. Oh, thank you everybody for the kind comments. You know, it really is simple. Anybody can do this. So, and it's just a little bit of practice. So, and this doesn't even take practice, because anybody can just do what we're doing here with taking the scraps and just laying them in. I'm just going to fold this in half. And I am, Remy, are we doing a live on Sunday afternoon? So now the first thing I'm going to do, and this glitter ribbon, obviously you can't recycle, but you don't want to throw away because it's so nice. So we're just going to lay this down in here. And then this peacock ribbon that we're just going to lay in here. And did we say yes, Rob? Okay, so just so everybody knows, we are going to be starting to do Sunday lives at least twice a month, hopefully more. So put it on your calendar to watch our live at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and 7 Eastern. So then Kathy actually did this for me. She just took some floral tape and put all these together, but they're just like scraps that we had around. We're going to lay this in here. And then again, we're taking more scraps, and we have these scraps that are all different, but they kind of have peacock feathers, so it's kind of cool. So we're just going to lay this in here, and then we're going to take this and lay it in here, and take this one here. So we're going to make actually a bow with this. So I'm just going to put this in here. So take the right side and put that down, and the right side and lay that down. Then put this in here. And definitely stay tuned because we'll be picking a winner fairly soon. So now I'm going to just lay my peacock feathers in here again. So I have a little bit more peacock feathers that we're laying in. And there we go. Whoops, we want that pretty side up. And then we have these scraps of grosgrain. So we're just going to lay these in and make some loops with them. So it's just so great how you can literally take your scraps that are laying around, and I have lots of scraps of ribbon. In fact, I would bet almost everybody that's watching here has tons of scraps. So we're actually going to pick the winner based on the first person that answers my question. So, and I'll be giving that question in just a few minutes. So we're just going to scrunch this down because I think it's a really fair way to pick a winner. And scrunch that down in there. And then we're just going to give everything a good push. And, oh, hi, Stephanie. Are you having fun making the bows? Oh, thanks, Linda. I know these colors are so pretty. I really love the mix of the colors. And now we're going to take this to the back. And we're just going to tie a knot and tie another knot. And then, now, does anybody know, is the Kentucky Derby going to be in person this year? Or is it, because I'm thinking this would be a really fun derby hat. Or even if you have a party where you wear hats. Now that hopefully everybody's getting either COVID or vaccinated. So weird. I actually have the antibodies. Whoopsie daisy. Oh my gosh. Made so many things and I'm making such a mess. So now what I'm going to do is take my bow and I'm just going to tie it onto the back of my hat. So we're just going to tie that there. And I'm just going to give it a knot. And tie another knot. And let's give it one more knot just for good measure. And I will cut my wire. And let me show this here. So we're having a little trouble with the way our camera angle is. I think we're going to have to play with it for next time. So anyway, here is this beautiful, I think the overhead angle shows it really well. This beautiful hat. Isn't that fun? And all made from scraps, except the hat, which was from the 99-cent store, but it was $2.99. So it wasn't really 99 cents. So anyway, I hope you guys love this project. Please let me know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that, the Kentucky Derby. But anyway, so now we are going to, before we make our next bow, here is the question. If you live in anybody who lives in a city with the starting letter of W, the first person that comments is going to win a free roll of ribbon. So city with a W, and if you're on YouTube or Facebook, it comes in order on our screen. So we'll be able to know who the first person actually is. Thank you, Linda. I just think it's so much fun doing that. And so now, I know I have one more. Oh, here it is. Got lots of bows. So this bow using scraps, I think would be great as a centerpiece bow. So again, I'm going to be using my big Bowdabra. And let me know if I'm out of screen when I'm doing this, please, because I know that I'm every once in a while, but I don't see it till afterwards. Bob Seringer, Woodstock. Oh my gosh, how cool. So take my Bowdabra bow wire. So just PM Bowdabra and let me know your mailing address and I'll pick a special roll of ribbon to send to you. So fold this in half and just tuck the ends underneath. And so now I have this really pretty ribbon, and we're just going to scrunch this down. And you love the way I use such large ribbon. I love large ribbon. I mean, I love large ribbon, small ribbon, but it's just, you can use, the really cool thing with Bowdabra is you can literally use a 21-inch wide piece of mesh because you're not limited by the width, you're only limited by the height. And just gonna lay this in here. And again, this is our Earth Month, really any day way of recycling all of your scraps of ribbon into great projects. So we're gonna lay this in here. And we just have all different lengths of ribbon, and just lay that there. Bring this one in here. And hi, Rebecca, where in California are you from? And now I'm going to just twist that, bring it back over, twist. So all of this ribbon that would probably go to waste, we're now using in this and making a really pretty bow with it. So I'm just going to bring that under there to hide my tail. And then what I'm going to do is take the rest of the ribbon. You can see, like, these are literally just little scraps of ribbon. And just bring this under here and come back here and bring this piece. How wide is that black? It's a 2.5. I think the black and white is 2.5 inches wide. And just, I want to thank you, all of you, so much for just being so loyal, watching, for sharing. It just means a lot because you're kind of our marketing department. So when you guys tell people about Bowdabra, it really helps us out. And it means a lot. We really do appreciate it. I personally appreciate it. So now I'm just going to take this little piece and kind of scrunch that in. And I'm going to be so covered in glitter after this live. Lay that little just extra piece of flour. And I am going to take my wand and give everything a good scrunch. Scrunch that down. And okay, thank you, Laura. It was great that you joined us. And now I'm going to just pull this through, pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. That way I'm not, and you can see how much ribbon. Whoops, it looks like I didn't use a piece, but that's okay. And we're just going to pull this up here, separate the ends, and bring it around to the back, and tie a knot. And then I'm going to just, now you could tie this onto a wreath or put it on a door, but I'm going to shape it as if it's like a centerpiece. So we're just going to kind of pull our ribbons, pull this here and kind of tuck the end of that underneath. I can just pull my flower out there and pull this flower here and just kind of pull all the ribbons apart. And you can see that like all of these colors match the gold and the black. And it could be for a really elegant centerpiece, or like I said, you could use this for a wreath. Oh, you just ordered for the, oh, that's so nice of you, Emma. Thank you. It's so nice when people buy Bowdabras, and we do appreciate when people shop at Bowdabra.com. So now I'm going to just hold this. So if you see from above, let's move everything out of here. You could actually put a candle on each side of this. It would be really pretty on a mantle or a centerpiece. And we've just got all of the ends here and kind of want to just shape everything a little bit more. And I am going to clip the wire because I won't need it. But isn't that like so simple and so super easy? And I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate your watching. It means a lot to me. And I am going to be doing a live this coming Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern. So I hope you'll join me and let your friends know about our live. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next live. Bye. Bye.